So I would like to now introduce Andrea Marwa. She is going to be leading our presentation on Illinois Hands and Voices tonight. And Andrea, if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about yourself and your roles that you have before you start rolling into the Hands and Voices piece.
Sure, thank you. My name, again, is Andrea Marwa. What brings me here tonight is my role as the president of Illinois Hands and Voices. I also do educational outreach for ISD, Illinois School for the Deaf, as well as the Illinois School for the Visually Impaired. I'm also a parent guide through the Guide by Your Side program that Carrie runs in our state. And the other hat that I wear is I'm a commissioner for Naperville residents with disabilities. My passion is IDEA law and advocacy training, which we'll discuss a little bit, and how Illinois Hands and Voices is facilitating that type of training in the state. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is what Illinois Hands and Voices is, how National is involved, and where we came from in a way, and then we'll briefly touch on the differences between Hands and Voices and Guide by Your Side. We are partners, for lack of a better word. Carrie and I do a lot of things together. Our organizations are very closely linked. Guide by Your Side is actually a product of Hands and Voices, but we do different things, or we do them in different ways. So I'd like to touch on that as well. So just to talk about what Hands and Voices is, to give you a general idea of our thought process and our mission and values and what we want to bring to the table. I'm just going to state a few of the items that both our national organization and our state organization represent. We are parent-driven. That is one of the biggest things to keep in mind. The majority of people who run Hands and Voices chapters throughout the country and the world are parents. In fact, the stipulations are that the majority of members on boards are parents. So we are parent-driven. We have a lot of parent professional collaborative groups. We support families without bias. That's our biggest ticket item right there. We have no bias towards what you have chosen for your child. In essence, everyone who has a child with a hearing loss is welcome to our organization. We will support you. We will assist you in advocacy needs. We will train you. We will invite you to all of our social functions. We don't ask. We don't care what you have chosen for your family. It's not important to us when it comes to having events and inviting you to our events. What I have chosen for my family is my choice, and what you've chosen for your family is your choice. We should be able to come together as families that have children with hearing loss and be able to support one another. We're not an organization that says we're only here for people that utilize ASL. We're only here for people who use oral language. We're here for everyone. So that is a very important part of Hands and Voices. I know that the name of the organization can be misleading. People might think it's a little more hands. People might think it's a little more voices. But it is truly what it says, Hands and Voices. We accept everyone. We believe strongly that there is no one communication choice that will work for all children who have hearing loss. Families need access to good information. They need access that's free from sponsoring agencies or ideology. So basically put, we want to give you absolutely everything that is out there that is good, studied, researched information so that you can make the decisions that are right for your child. Our logo, our slogan is what works for your child is what makes the choice right. And when I became part of Hands and Voices, I truly, truly believed in that, and I still do to this day. That is the most important thing to keep in mind in regards to your child, whether it's for their educational needs, whether it's for their social needs. What works for your child is what makes that choice right. That is our strong, strong motto. We get meaningfully involved in early hearing detection and intervention programs. The Illinois IFE program with Ginger Mullen, who heads that up, we are involved with her. We help her with outreach. We do lots of different things for her so that when a family is newly diagnosed, we're there. We're right there to say, hey, we're here to help. Guide by Your Side is a first step for a lot of those parents. As all of us know, when we find out that our child has a hearing loss, this is new. Wow, what do we do now? Well, the whole aspect of our organization is to make that a little bit easier for you, to provide you with good resources and good solid resources, to provide you with a parent guide through the Guide by Your Side program that's going to have that unbiased support system. We exist to help our children and students reach their highest potential. We have an 800 number at Illinois Hands and Voices and a listserv on our email. We can be contacted at any time for information on, here's what's happening at my school, is that appropriate? Here's what's happening with my child's education, is this okay? We are here to help you, and if we do not have the answers right away, we certainly will work at getting those answers for you. We believe our children have a fundamental human right of communication, and that's regardless of what mode or method of communication has been chosen for their family. We believe parent-to-parent support is a cornerstone for families finding their way, hence the addition of the Guide by Your Side program. We celebrate deaf and hard of hearing adults and their successes. For instance, we have our Moms Night In North celebration this weekend. It's an overnight retreat for moms and female caretakers of children with hearing loss. Every time we have a Moms Night In event, which is twice a year in 2 different parts of the state, on the Sunday before our parents leave, we have a panel of deaf individuals. Sometimes it's students and children, sometimes it's adults. This year we have a really unique panel. We have a set of twins, both of whom are deaf or hard of hearing. We have a husband and wife, the husband is hard of hearing, the wife is deaf. And then we have a deaf mentor too. So we have some great resources. We like to provide those to our families. So that you know, if you visit our website, I have just posted on there this evening that panel on Sunday at the Wyndham in Lisle is open to everyone. You don't have to attend Moms Night In to come to that panel. So if you have time on Sunday, come and visit us. We celebrate these adults for their successes, and we utilize their successes to show parents this is not a crutch. With the right resources, your child will succeed just as well as any hearing child. So let's talk about a little bit about how we're structured. There are 34 state and worldwide chapters, 34 chapters. We have 3 in Canada, we have 1 in South Africa, and there's a couple more out there in Europe that are provisional, which means they're working on getting their status as a chapter. So 34 state chapters, 17 provisional chapters. We provide Guide by Your Side. I think there's 19 states that provide Guide by Your Side at this point. We have advocacy support and trainings. We have annual Hands and Voices leadership conferences that parents are welcomed to attend. The next one is in Madison in June. Again, you can visit our website to see information about that as it appears. We have there's a publication, a national publication called The Communicator. Any member of Hands and Voices throughout the world receives this communicator 4 times per year. That is a benefit. The greatness about this communicator is it's people from all over the country and all over the world that are writing in to tell not only the successes of children that have hearing loss, but also any new studies and new programs that are available. It's an excellent resource for families. So some of the main things that we facilitate, like I said, parent-driven, professionally collaborative organization. We try to collaborate with all of those organizations that can help and assist with families. The parent-to-parent support. Now that is one-on-one, one-to-one parent support. So you have a trained parent who's kind of been down the path a little bit in their journey, and they will be paired with a parent that is just starting their journey. That is our Guide by Your Side program. and it is an excellent way to have parents have someone that they've gotten to know a little, that they feel comfortable with, that they don't feel, that's a dumb question, I don't want to ask it. They just pick up the phone and they ask it. So who do we support and who do we represent? All children with hearing loss, regardless of the degree or type of hearing loss. If it's in one ear, if it's in both ears, if it's mild, if it's profound, doesn't matter. All kids, no matter the choices that have been made relating to amplification or communication, are they wearing hearing aids, implants, Bahas, nothing, we don't care. They will be supported by us and the families of these children and the professionals who work with them in all capacities. Now let's take a look. Now that is the main understanding of what Hands and Voices, including Illinois Hands and Voices, means, what it represents, what our thought process is, how we want to be seen in the community. We want that unbiased information to be known. We want you to know that no matter what the person on the other end of the phone from Hands and Voices, no matter what choices they've made for their child, it has no regard to the choices that you've made for yours. They are there to support you. So our state chapter is our actual legal name is Illinois Families for Hands and Voices. We run our statewide events typically under Illinois Hands and Voices, but you could see both, and knowing that both of them are, in fact, the same entity. But most of the time, you will see things under Illinois Hands and Voices. Our current board consists of 11 members, 9 of which are parents of children with hearing loss, and 2 are professionals who are working with children with hearing loss. Of those members, they're all moms. We're always looking for new board members. We've always been looking for a dad. If it's something that you think is in your future to be on a board of directors for an agency such as ours, please feel free to contact us. We would love to have new people aboard. Here's what we have going on. I'm going to talk about things that we hold, events that we hold statewide, that we've held in the past, that we want to continue to hold. This year we held our 3rd annual Moms Night in Springfield on January 2nd and 3rd. And this weekend coming up in Lisle, we will hold our 9th annual Moms Night in North. So this is our 9th year, and it's our biggest year. We have 49 moms attending our Moms Night in this year in Lisle. So we're looking forward to an amazing evening with, all these wonderful ladies who come out. We, with our Moms Night in, we do some education, but in a fun way. We do some icebreakers to get to know one another so that we're comfortable and we can open up and talk and chat. And it's a very safe environment. Professionals, we have professionals that come from time to time to present for a block, but then they're gone. This is where you can openly discuss things that are concerning you. And in fact, most Illinois Hands and Voices events are events such as that for families, because sometimes professionals may be a little more intimidating than another parent. So we want families to understand that we're there to listen and we're there to give a helping hand. Our Moms Night In continues with a keynote speaker who is typically a deaf adult that has been successful in any arena, and they come and they present to us and they let our families know, these were the challenges that I had and these are the successes that I had, and they are always very well received by our moms. It's wonderful to see what our children will be able to accomplish once they become adults. In the morning, like I had mentioned earlier, we have a panel of deaf and hard of hearing individuals. This year we happen to have adults. Last year we had children. And we have them give us a little bit of a day in the life of what it's like to have hearing loss and what are the challenges that they may have and things that will help us as parents to feel more comfortable with our child's hearing loss. We have annual winter parties. This past year we had a bowling party, which was, I think we had 18 families that came out and bowled with us and had pizza and soda and got to mingle with other families. And last year we had a roller skating event, same type of thing. A lot of great interaction was had and a lot of great fun by the kids. This is sometimes the only event where kids will see other kids with hearing aids or see other kids signing. They may not see this because they may be the only child at their school with a hearing loss. So this is a great opportunity for children as well as parents to attend these types of events. We do finally have a board member in the central part of the state, and we hope to start holding a lot of these annual fun events in the central part of the state as well, and hopefully within the next few years to start saturating the southern part of the state also. Each year we either hold a summer picnic or a beach day where, again, families get together. This past year we did it at Meineke Park in Schaumburg. And the event hosted a Steining clown who did face painting and balloons, and we had a mascot from the indoor football team come out, and kids had a great time with him. In fact, all the adults did too. He was pretty hysterical. And we played games, and the communication that happens at these events, the talking, it's pretty amazing. We had a family who was back and forth. They were using ASL with their child, and they were back and forth to get an implant. And they saw a deaf adult that was signing who had an implant, and they walked up to him, and they just started talking to him. What made you make the decision? These parents said that it was the most invaluable information they had ever received because it was someone that had lived through that choice and been able to make that decision for themselves. And we know as parents, we need to make these decisions for our children, so it's really nice to be able to get them connected. We hold, twice a year, we hold an IDEA, an advocacy day-long workshop. This year we held it once because we are now partnering with ISD Outreach and Hearing and Vision Early Intervention Outreach to bring these to the state. Starting in the fall, our hope is to provide these trainings, these 8-hour trainings, both in the central part of the state and up in the northern part of the state at the beginning of the school year and at the end of the school year when most of the IEPs actually occur. The whole part of these IDEA workshops, I actually designed the workshops and teach the workshops, and my whole perspective to teaching them is not to tell you what to do, but to teach you how to find out what to do. As we know, the best way of learning is to learn it yourself as opposed to being told. So it's all about here's the base information, here's where you go and find it, and we give you all the basics. So it's a great event. If you haven't been able to attend one of the advocacy workshops, it is something that you should probably strongly consider doing. We have, for the first time last year, Illinois Hands and Voices as well as Guide by Your Side brought together a family fun walk in Springfield. This walk was to raise funds to bring more support to Illinois, as well as to retain the Guide by Your Side program. It has to be funded, so we want to try to make sure that we have enough funding so that organization stays with us. It's very important that it does. So we had our first walk, and it was in Springfield, and it was very highly received. We had so many people raising funds for us. We raised a lot of money to where we're able to sponsor more parents to come to events, sponsor free memberships if things are tough and you can't afford the membership for Hands and Voices. It's making it easier for us to bring those things to the entire state. We also partner Hands and Voices and Guide by Your Side to bring the Illinois EARS newsletter. EARS is an acronym that stands for Events and Resources Statewide. Carrie Ballion and myself, We co-produce this newsletter. We get all of the events that are going on within the state. We get a children's spotlight of a kid that's done an amazing thing, and any other type of educational support type materials we can put in there, and certainly all the events that are going on within the state in the hearing loss world we put in there. That is something that comes out quarterly. It is available on the Hands and Voices website, which, by the way, is ilhandsandvoices.org. All of the information can be found on there. We are having our board meeting this coming Sunday. It is a strategic board meeting where we are relooking at our goals and relooking at what we want to do within the state of Illinois. I know that we are currently providing statewide trainings to families, and we want to continue that and maybe even make that a larger capacity of what we do in the state. We are going to continue to provide statewide social opportunities for families and hope to increase those as well as increase our membership in the coming years. Membership does have its advantages with Hands and Voices. Any Hands and Voices event, except for Mom's Night In, most events are free to members. If it's Mom's Night In, it's a discounted rate to members. So it's either a free event or it's a discounted rate where we do actually charge non-members to come because these are member benefits. So what I'd like to do is just clarify the differences between what Hands and Voices does in comparison to what Guide by Your Side does. Hands and Voices, the main proponent of what we do is to provide advocacy support to families. But we also provide opportunities to have social events throughout the state. We do not provide one-on-one support. That is a Guide by Your Side characteristic. Guide by Your Side has parent guides who are trained to be able to go into homes and to be able to talk with newly diagnosed families and help them through the processes. So the difference is, basically, in the perfect world, a family will start with Guide by Your Side, and they will get comfortable with their life with a child with a hearing loss, and they will then move on to Hands and Voices, where they will have events and they will have resources through us. A lot of them are still doing both, and that's perfectly fine. There are parent guides who service families that have children all the way up to 21 years old. So know that the differences are one-on-one parent-to-parent support for Guide by Your Side, and Hands and Voices provides all those Guide by Your Side families and any other family in the state of Illinois with children with hearing loss those social opportunities and the advocacy and IDEA support and trainings throughout the year. Hopefully that kind of clears any misconceptions that anyone may have had about the organizations and how they help each other. They really kind of work with each other to make sure that all families have support and services within the state. I'd like to open it up to questions. If anyone has any questions about Hands and Voices. I must have been very, very clear. So
you were.
I tried to be as clear as possible. So if anyone ever does have any questions, I'm only a phone call away or an email away. My contact information, again, you can get all of this on the Illinois Hands and Voices website, but you can reach me by email at ilhandsandvoices@gmail.com. And you can reach me at 630-697-3544. Or if you need the 800 number, you can reach me at 877-350-4556. Our Membership, so that you are aware if you are considering membership. It does give you those communicators. It does give you access to all of our events. For a parent, family, or individual, it's $25. For a student in the deaf, hard of hearing world, it's $25. For professionals, it's $40. And for any organization or agency, it's $50. So consider getting a membership if you don't already have one. The more members we have, the more events we have, the more people that will come. So consider joining.
Excellent. Thank you, Andrea, for leading the call tonight.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All righty then. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.